Hello everyone, welcome back to Goosebumps HorrorTown playthrough, and this is for the new year. This is our first update in 2020, technically. And it certainly is a very short one in length-wise, but it is lasting us the whole month. And I have very mixed feelings on it. I will basically talk about this as we speak, but the good folks at Pixowl has decided to give us a bit of a break and give us what they call a mini event. What this means is it simply is a small update that is permanent. However, the mini event element comes in the form of weekend requests. In this case, and I'll explain more about that, what it is basically, you know how every weekend or something you get like, oh, give us these items and you get this one item for free kind of deal. So sometimes premium items will be up for grabs for simple crafting stuff. And so this was the gimmick with this. So every weekend you would have the ability to kind of grab these items, and my goodness, was there a lot. Now, I don't know fully on the extent of how it is, because as you will see, this is kind of... well, alright, let's explain this, alright? So, when the game first came out, or in Facebook at some point, when they changed from the Christmas facade that I had a hand in, to what we have now, Slappy came up and he basically had this to say.
Horror is back, and what better way to start a new year than with an engine? Or maybe four.
Ha. Engines maybe four. What do they mean by that? Well, you'll be surprised to hear that the update is simply called, in their eyes, New Year, New Gear. It is weird indeed, enough to say the least. But the update popped up, and simply here is the update itself. I gotten a email basically advertising this update, but it wasn't a whole lot. But I'll read to you what they say here. A new year has started. Curly and Satyr had some hot plans to start the year with some right wheels. Add a collection of 4 horrific cars to your town. Make your town look scary and furious with the Skeletal Roster, the Demonic Wagon, the Scare-o-moblie, and the legendary Curly Arc. Yeah, Curly gets his own ride. It comes with 2 New Year narratives, 1 new premium narrative, and 4 new scary decorations. Now, it says premium narrative, but I believe they're about 3 new Year's narratives and 1 premium one. You'd be unfortunate to hear that I did not get the ability to get all the quests, and you'll find out why, because this update seems a bit weird. But yeah, this update mainly focuses on both Curly and our good pal Satyr, which, yeah, our shady businessman over here. And this is a weird update because, not the fact, I get the pun, new year, new gear kind of thing. I thought Pip My New Year was my choice if I had it, but whatever, it's rhymes. But yeah, this is probably interesting because we get 4 new vehicles, as I kind of showed you off here, but this was a waste opportunity to kind of do the haunted car. Even in Facebook at some point they said, hey, remember this book? And I'm like, yeah, you know what, why didn't you make this an update with that? Because we have the haunted car here. You could do something along the lines of that, and heck, maybe even if you want to go as far, you could introduce a character that's kind of like, you know, El Roth, aka the guy who made Rat Think, you know, that design. That would have been interesting, but no, instead we are with good old Curly. You're in for a scare. Anyways, I think I've had long enough. About to go inside this update and show you exactly what we're in for. So, with all that said in mind, let's see what this New Year update has in store. So when the game starts up, we get a image of this going on here. And yeah, you see Satyr at the bottom there has a quest for us, but I won't go to him just yet. Instead, here's Granny, and this is her new permanent stuff. This is what she drops. Some of the items that they offer here is not that great. Compton still doesn't have his animations. I don't know what's going on there. Let's see if I can't find Chris. I think I'm looking for Chris. I'm trying to recall what it is exactly what I'm trying to click on. Yeah, it was Chris. Yeah, so all of his stuff is back to normal. Nothing new's changed from what I remember, so that's alright. And I guess the next guy we're going to be taking a look at is the character I had a hand in, which is Reggie. Yeah, so let's go ahead and use this nice little feature to find our boy. There he is. Yeah, so these are the items he drops, and not really a whole lot. The beast one looks very nice, and oh, hide gives you that. No, that's not really good for the time it takes to get that. It's not really good. Here's something new I want to show off. This is the design of the promenade. What is this? Ooh! This looks like it's a some sort of weird, I don't know what you call this, but this is a weird design here. I think I'll talk more about the promenade in a separate video. I'll explain more in a bit, but yeah, as you can see here on one side we have an angel. This is actually an angel design you can buy in the game. Kind of goes into this weird tent, circus tent. It's closed off to be like a circus. And then of course over here we got Countess Yervani statue. Also, I don't know why there's a rock climbing thing over there, but there it is. But yeah, this is Countess Yervani's statue. You get that in a bundle with her. I'm not sure if they available. This was during the awful Please Don't Feed a Vampire event. But anyways, let's see what Seder has in store for us.
Thank the devil. That was hopefully the last snowflake to drop in this damned town. For now, at least.
Start your engine!
Well, that gives me the creepiest idea. No more snow means we can get new spooky rides in town. Hey, Cedar, that's actually sounds horrorlicious.
Horrorlicious. What?
I told you, bro. Slappy's not the only one with creepy plans for our town. Alright, Cedar, enough chit-chat. Drivers, start your engines!
Oh, he says the title. Obtain, craft skeletal parts, craft car wheels, and place the skeletal roster. So this is the gimmick of this update. You're like, oh wait, there's new parts, craft skeletal parts, and craft car wheels. What is this? Alright, we're gonna go into the... Okay, so here it is. Skeletal Roster costs money. Okay. We're gonna look into that a little bit. Now, hold on. Monster Diner has this. What is this? Okay. So, the gimmick is that you have to use crafting parts to this in order to get new items. So, for example, if the week requires you to get the demonic wagon, you need to craft the demonic parts as well as the car wheels plus other items on the side. So, as you can tell, each level gets a bit harder. So it goes from that to the demon parts to the ectoparts to the curly part, which is the hardest one for the amount of items it needs. For the worst items, especially the gnome. The gnomes are bad when it comes to the drop rates for that. Yeah, and it's weird too. We're going to take a look into the other items because they are scare decos. They are going to be permanent, so they're not going to go away, by the way. It's still going to be in the game at the end of the day, so here we go. So, like last year, when it cost coins, it goes up in price, but then all of a sudden, Curly's Arc, $520. Do you think that's enough? The image of Curly looks so... Oh, I'm going to talk more about that when I put these things down. But yeah, if you were looking at all these together, if you were going to just buy them outright, you're looking at roughly 900 and something. You know, let's be honest and let's go up. You're looking at $1,000. That's a lot of money, moolah, that I ended up spending because I was a dum-dum. Because I was a dummy. I didn't know you could get these. See, originally when I thought it's like, oh, I get to craft these, and then after I do the items, I can then get the thing for free, right? No, that's not how it works. It was the mini event thing. And yeah, I was just looking at this to see, oh, is there a book update? No, there's no book update. So, The quest line, I believe, is going to be a limited time, which I'm going to tell you I'm not going to be able to do that because, and I'm going to show off a little bit later and give my predictions of it. Now, if you are a player who watches this YouTube videos and want to help me out, and if you actually have copy or actually records of this quest line to be predicting with, like even if it's just little screenshots, if you want to share it my way, I'll be more than likely to share it with you in one of the video updates, and I will also give you credit where credit is due. So if, like what happened with the Halloween update, where I gave credit to Red Knight, who saved my butt with a little bit of an error I had in my part. Yeah, but the car wheels are going to be your main focus. Every time you'll need 4 of these, but any other parts, you're going to need like like 8 of these parts. Look, why do you need 8 of these parts? It's like motors. But, okay. I do like the designs of them, okay? But I don't think, and the reason why I'm doubting that the quest year is going to stay is going to be more or less, and okay, I'm just going to pause it right here. So what I'm going to be in the background here while I'm talking, I'm going to be basically showing you where you can get all these items that they're requesting for. But anyways, yeah, so this quest line I think is only for the New Year's update, and I'm sure that the next update is going to get rid of it. And it's going to be like what happened last year, where it's going to be like, oh, it's a quest, once it goes away, that's it, none of that, you don't get nothing from it, so enjoy it while it lasts. But these items here are going to be here for permanent. The only limited part about this is getting it for free. Now, that might change later on in life. Maybe we might get another opportunity to get these for free. In a case like this, they also had bundles offered. They had 2. One of them I had a screenshot to share with you. The other one I did not, unfortunately. But I'm going to bet that it has the curly car with another item. But it's interesting to see how they introduced one of the old items in the, I believe it's a Creepy Collector is the item in question. But yeah, you're going to need the mummy also for this, and there's that. I will also mention something real quick because I've noticed, randomly I've looked at their website, not the Pixowl website, but the actual Goosebumps HorrorTown website, and it seems like they kind of altered it slightly or changed the layout in some ways. And the reason I say that is because one of the things I'm going to note here is that for the longest time they've kind of left the FAQ alone for the most part. However, like the last time they updated was probably during the Christmas update when they introduced the new mechanic of the upgrading tree system, but I have a feeling that perhaps what they're going to be doing is that any new mini like event thing moving forward, they might actually have an FAQ restored to that. That's like how other games like Simpsons and I believe mostly Family Guy, every update when it comes to limited time, they have a separate queue of how do I unlock this character, and then it'll tell you like you need this. It's like, is this character for free? And it's just like, no, you need this much money. Will this update stay after the event ends? And it'll be like, yes. The only thing will. So I'm gonna be looking into this. I believe the next update, by the looks of it right now, and I will talk briefly on this. It looks like the next update is going to be the Valentine's Day of this year. And I'll mention this now, but I'll go more in depth in part 0 because I believe this is going to be an event, because why wouldn't it be? But I believe the down in the promenade is actually a teaser to what's coming up. And the reason I say that is because my informant had was teasing me a little bit on certain things that were coming up. Like, you were like, oh, yeah, I'm working on this new thing, and I think you might be interested. And you know, there's Halloween updates still there on some of the houses. They're too lazy to get rid of it. They don't want to break their backs from going up on the roofs. But yeah, like this whole thing is probably advertising the update per se. I'm not sure what it is exactly. Like I guess one side is good and evil. It kind of reminds me of Catherine in a sense, because there was this morality system where every time you beat a level puzzle, you have to go into this confessional state, and it's like, oh, you need to, and this is the angel statue I was talking about, so it's there. So, yeah, you got they had to pull a lever. They asked you a question of, would you rather do this or this? So one side is freedom, the other side is restriction or law. So you would pull down, and it'll be like going one way or the other way. So it wasn't looking like a good and evil. It was more like, would you rather follow principle, or are you more of a free, like left brain or right brain kind of deal? And depending on where you side would be the ending you get. And I think they recently actually updated the, yeah, they did. They updated the game recently with a new character and whatnot, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, so I think the Promenade is basically advertising the next update, which is going to be a Valentine's Day according to what I see on Facebook, because they've teased 2 things already. I'll talk about it in part 0. But yeah, it seems like they are doing something here, but I'll talk more about that in part 0 with all the information that I got, and it sounds interesting, but I'm not 100% sure. Again, they kind of didn't give me the full details, but they gave me little things here and there, and I will, when it comes out fully, I'll be able to do part 0. So and I'll talk more about this at the end of the episode, what's going to be coming up, if my theory is correct. But I believe what might happen. Man, I've been rambling on. I don't even remember what I was talking about. But I believe what's going to happen in the FAQ is that if this is an update coming up, they'll most likely will change it to say that. And the reason I stated that is because near the end of this video, I will show you that they actually updated the FAQ, especially when it comes to events. Because there's a blanket event thing where they say, these holidays is what we kind of like to look at, and expect some stuff coming soon, whatever. So I'm like, well, Valentine's Day is coming up, and it's probably one of the things they mentioned, so obviously that's going to be a new thing. And most likely what I'm hoping to happen is that they're actually going to update it with the information needed, because it may help me out as well when it comes to informing you when it comes to the crafting 101 as well as other stuff here, because it sounds, I'm not sure if it even sounds, it's, you know, it's hard to explain it, but it is intriguing. But alright, so I might as well stop rambling and talk about this update, because you could tell I've been avoiding talking about this update, because there's really nothing there. There's just 4 new items that cost, one of them cost way too much. They are kind of cool looking. It's kind of a missed opportunity for Hot Wheels and the monster, not the monster, but the haunted car, which is a Karen spin of things from R.L. Stein. And you got these crafting stuff to keep us busy. And I'll talk more about this in the end. Normally, I would be not really happy with something like this because it's short and it's too long. But with the amount of updates, like we've been getting 5 consistent and limited time updates. And for the most part, I think we're okay with that because it's a nice little resting break, especially for me, because I need to get this stuff, videos out there. And what's interesting about this is the fact that during this part, anyways, is it's very hard to get some of these stuff, and I ended up just stopped caring. I've never felt like this before. The only time I felt like this was in the beginning with the one update where I ended up just not, like, I just didn't care at all with any of the updates here. I was like, oh, nah, screw it, I'm not gonna do it. This was kind of the thing here, because after you got the items in question, it's like, what do you want to do? It's like, no, it's too much work. I get why there was such a grind, is to keep us busy for at least 4 weeks while they do this, and I feel like the reason the update is so, like, small may have something to do with the fact that the new guy they got probably didn't have enough time to do anything for January. And, It was mostly focusing for February, so moving forward might be better. And I might be helping him out March forward, but I'm not too sure on that. Again, I've been keeping content ever since October, after I got in contact with the person. Oh yeah, and I wanted to show this off. He has an animation here, and he also drops bulbs. I don't know why. I don't know if this is a permanent thing with him being shady at his own store. Nice timing placement there. Oh yeah, and then also this is Jonathan Chiller's items drops, because I forgot to show this off. I think Jonathan Chiller, after this, he's no longer to be needed, so these are the items he's going to be stuck with moving forward. So, yeah. Alright, so I think after this is where I get all the items to move on with the next quest. Maybe not. It looks like I might be, but let's find out. No, it's gonna be a while, so never mind. Yeah, oh yeah, and then there's this make a monster stuff here. I don't know what's going on here. Apparently you could turn off and on money currency. So that's weird, but okay, yeah. It's not the only thing, by the way. Alright, so now we're going to take a look at these items. First up is the Skeletal Roster. The item in question we need to put down for this quest. You know, this quest kind of reminds me of what happened last year, except instead of it being like 10,000 coins, this time around it's money, which kind of sucks. And it didn't evolve around Slappy with the stuff. It's more like, oh yeah, here's cars, right? And, you know, here's the thing. Curly's car looks interesting, but I don't think it's worth that much. Especially since it doesn't do anything. Like, oh yeah, it drops you scares for a short period of time, but it's like, really though, I wouldn't think I would want that. Like unless you could see a Curly character like doing an animation with him driving in that thing, or an animation interacting with it, then yeah, maybe then it might be worth that much. But as of right now, no. It's just it's expensive decor that brings extra spooks. So this is the first vehicle I bought, which is the Scare-o-moblie, which is a weird car with a bunch of TVs on it, which looks like it's been possessed. It kind of reminds me of the parody episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog, when they were parodying the poltergeist of sorts. I'm going to move this here so I get a good, better view of this. And also, if you look closely on these, like the TV monitors and whatnot, they actually have faces on them. Like the creepy faces. So it kind of also reminds me of another book, like Don't Scream. I don't remember what it was called, but it was just like a mouth that was screaming. It's weird. The R.L. side books gets weird after a while. But anyways, 1 card down, 3 to go. Bye-bye money. It was nice knowing you. I still have enough, but I guess the reason I did this at first, I was like, you know what, nah. It's like, I guess I never really liked doing this. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put Curly's. Might as well put this big boy. Yeah, this big boy right here, because this is how it fits. Look at this thing. Like, look at it. Can you imagine someone driving in that thing? That is terrifying. Like, that's literally just Curly's head, and his eyeballs are popping out because he's just horrified on the fact that he was decapitated and is used for some person's car. You know what? I'm going to even say this. Perhaps Curly's not in the game because he's basically that size. So someone decapitated the poor guy and put him on top of a car. And, yeah, that's it. But I don't know. Maybe that's what's with the story. I don't know. I have no idea what the story, because I only did the one, and that's it. And I got during one of the collectives, the forums, I saw somebody actually got past the thing I basically just stopped at. And I can only guess what the other quests are going to be just by looking at it, but it's basically rinse and repeat. Especially as you're going to see once I'm beaten this quest, what goes on afterwards. But anyways, I've decided I'm gonna put the free candy mobile. Oh yeah, that's another thing too. Why is it designed like that? I think out of all the cars, this is probably the crappiest looking one. Because you could have probably done more, and it's also going to be implied that this is Slappy's car. So why did Slappy design the car to look like that? Like really? No, I'm just being serious. Why did they design the car with red lights? It's not even, like, yeah, free candy. Ooh, it's a spooky meme. Yeah, so all that money's gone. At least the last card, the roster, it has a skeleton. It's basically skeleton dead bodies placed on top of the car, and a poor sucker, a poor dead guy is driving the car. He either died on the car, or he's just Just stop thinking logic, Grim. Just stop thinking about it. Just do it. Don't think about it. I'm gonna always bring that up. Don't think about it. That's just R.L. Stein's biggest thing. Oh yeah, the creepy collection. So this is what I was talking about before. The creepy collector. So this is what you get. And the items that they added was this stuff right here. So it's very interesting to see. Yeah, and the ice cream stand not only produces money, but also produces that. So there you go. That's nice. Yeah, so the creepy collection get you the 3 cars as well as the Madame Doom and the Snow Globe. Also, you get this afterwards, the Gearhead pack. It comes with the haunted car and the ghost train. Haunted car is cheap, by the way. I believe this one also gives you the curly head in question. So that's also nice to know. I wouldn't know that though. But yeah, let me go ahead and let me show you. This is the 2 items in question, right? There's the car and there's that. Why couldn't the car be part of the update? Anyways, finally we've done the quest. Here we go.
Damn, what a beauty. Look at those skeletal curves. This looks like the start of a dreadful collection of sweet rides. Just what I had in mind. I bet the ride is worth some real bucks. Don't even think about it, my greedy friend. That's a cousin right there at the wheel. Oh, I wouldn't sell this beauty, bro. Besides, in all those bones, there must be an entire family.
Yay! Alright, let's see what's going on here. Let's next update. Should be coming up. Right, here we go. Yeah, so after I collect all this stuff, now we got Slappy wanting something. So we're gonna find out what he wants in all this. But I wanted to show you. See, there's the Skeletal Roster. Alright, let's see what Slappy wants.
I see we're getting new Scare-o-moblie editions in town, and no one told me about them.
Oh yeah, Slappy. Forgot to tell you. Snader thought of it and I agreed it's a great way to start a horrific year. What do you think?
Well, I'm actually digging it. That skeletal ride looks neat, but I want in this crazy plan.
That is why I want you to build a demonic wagon that doesn't look anything like demons, but instead just looks creepy. The Creepy Mobile. Yeah. So this is Slappy's car. Nice. It certainly looks like... Why? Why? Did he design it himself? It certainly looks like it. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the quests, because that's it. That's all you get. I know, normally I'm the guy who completes everything, right? But you gotta be honest with yourself, and I'm gonna be honest. This is just, look at the amount you need. Look at it. I cannot be bothered. And it gets worse when you get to Curly's part. So it's like... Oh. I'm going to show you the next thing too. Later on. But yeah, alright. So this is how I got at this point. You know, I get the wheels just fine. By the way, finally after God knows how long it's been, I finally got this place unlocked. I still have to get more land, but Yeah, now, gone. Look at that. Free real estate. Now I can finally make this place look decent. So I'm going to take a few to basically redesign this place to make it look like an actual camp, but also have enough space so that perhaps add it later on. And I'm also going to fix a bit of the wintry stuff there. Again, every time I unlock new land, I try to redesign it to make it look better. So I think I kind of record for a little bit, just trying to play certain things, and then later on you'll see the fruits of my labor once I get to the right stuff. Because at some point I'm like, you know what, hold on, I'll just pause it real quick, and then a few minutes later, this is the end result. So this is what it looks like. This is what I have, right? Now we go over here. This is what my camp looks like. Look at that. It's looking a lot better, doesn't it? Look at that. Yeah. Nothing's over in the Valentine's Day area anymore. So we go over here. The tree's over there for some reason. I don't know where to put that, but yeah, here we go. Yeah, look at that. And then I got the creepy hand coming out of the building because, yeah, why not? Instead of a disembodied hand, it coming out of the building. Because, yeah, why not? So this is what I was talking about before with the most frequent events. New Year's, Valentine's, Easter, summer, Halloween, Christmas. We are constantly releasing new content for you to continue enjoying the game. So this is a new thing they added to the most FAQ if you go about events. So I think what's going to end up happening is that for the about the events, they're actually going to change it depending on what event is coming soon, or anything new for feature-wise. And I feel like part of that reason might be because of, oh, can I play on PC or laptop? So that's an interesting one. So, yeah, so this is just something you can go for. If you have any questions or more questions, you can basically look at the help section here. And I also want to point something out, and this is something I want to say. You know that confirmation on in the settings? Yeah, make sure that's on, because for some reason when the game kind of starts, it's off. And so people get frustrated when it's like, oh, why am I spending money? There should be a warning. It's like, yeah, there is a warning. You have to turn it on. It's off. And I think all the games are like that, especially Simpsons Tapped Out. I forgot. Most games are doing that now. It's like they just have it off, so you have to turn it on. Just be on why would anyone want it to turn it off? Like, really. It's annoying. Sometimes you accidentally press it. It's just whatever. So that is the update. Unfortunately, that's what you got. So you might be wondering what happens afterwards. Well, I'm sure after you've done that, Slappy's like, oh yeah, like my ride. And then, the thing. And then you get this pop up, which is the next quest, the Scare-o-mobile. And it has Compton. So most likely Compton's like,
I want my vehicle to be like that.
So what do we got here? Okay, so place the Scare-o-mobile. Yeah, that seems fair. Car wheels, 4, yeah. And 10 ectoplarts. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, yeah, no. So you can see why. I decided to just say, no, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. After I saw that, I'm like, no whammies. I cannot do it. You know, if somebody, maybe I could talk to this contact. Maybe he can give me the screenshots to this quest, and then I can share in another video, one of the future updates. But I cannot do it. And then I'm sure after I'm done that, and Compton's happy, that's when the skeleton curly comes in, and that's when you have to do 20 of the curly parts, and to get the scare. Again, I get it. Really, I do. I get what this was. This was a way to keep us busy for at least 4 weeks, and the only way to do that is to just grind for items that look pretty decent. Most, not one of them, but most of them. And it's just, I guess the best way to describe it is, like, it's not bad. I certainly didn't mind it. it's nice time for me to basically relax, but I feel like I'm not the only one who say that this update was a bit, I wouldn't say underwhelming, but probably not what most people expected. In fact, I think I remember watching something on YouTube, not on YouTube, but I was looking at something on Facebook, and someone's just like, when's the next update? You know, one thing I missed about the limited time is that there's a countdown timer, so I know when the countdown timer reaches this point, then I know that's when the next update's coming. People, after being considered to 5 months of doing that, people just got involved to be like, yeah, you know what? No, I like that. I like when people tell me a countdown when the next update's coming. Maybe that could be a feature coming soon. But, right, so what's coming up next? You might be asking yourself, well, as this little clip shows here, it is going to be Valentine's Day, like I mentioned before. And sure enough, Valentine's Day was last year considerably the most, according to my rating system, in my opinion, was actually the best update they released that year. It introduced Carly, Beth, and Will, the story with them. Mind you, it was probably lackluster because it wasn't based on a book and other stuff of that nature, but yeah, it's pretty much what a thing like that. What I can tell you is it'd be interesting what they have in plan. I'm hoping that it will be like last year where it introduced that maybe we'll finally get a book update. Maybe that would be nice, you know? I'm just saying. But yeah, this update coming up is going to be interesting. So what will most likely happen after this event, or after this video? Well, most likely we'll be following up is going to be part 0 to the part 13, the 13th event coming up. So maybe you'll be lucky. Maybe you'll be lucky. I know it's an unlucky number up here, number 13, but maybe it'll change. Maybe it'll be a lucky number. We'll have to wait and see. But what I will tell you is that this update is most likely going to be an event. And I will not be releasing part 0 until they finally release what the update is. So as soon as they go ahead and say, here's the update, like you know, oh, the update is, and then they announce what the update is, and I'll be like, then the video goes up. Because I have to wait until the actual artwork gets released, either through Facebook or their website. Because they tend to do one or the other. Usually do the Facebook's thing. Because it is the end of the month now, I am going to bet that it's going to be, and this is my theory, but because of how long we basically had it for, and it seems like they noticed that the 4 weeks are pretty much a decent time for them and for us, I have a feeling that this update, whatever's coming up, is going to be a month-long event, meaning that it's going to be for the whole month of February going into March. Because February is like the shortest month of the year with 4 weeks anyway. So if we're not going to see anything at least this month or the end of this week, we'll most likely get it next week for sure. We'll get something. Because already, like I said, they're teasing a new event coming through. Most likely Valentine's Day. And the teaser that they have is certainly interesting, so I'll be sharing that when it comes through. But as of right now, I think that's about it. This video has gone long enough for pretty much a very lackluster New Year compared to last year. You know, what it is. But hey, that's what you get. But I've been Grim. I'll be seeing you next time for most likely the part 0 to whatever event's coming up. And afterwards, I'll be talking more about that when that comes up. But until then, I guess I'll see you next time. And hopefully this new year, this new 2020 is going to be a very interesting year. Let's hope, please. Don't let it. I'm just gonna end it.